Here we are at St Paul's Cathedral, looking for the universal love and peace to share the planet peacefully. And we call upon St Paul and all the apostles and saints and ask for guidance and protection at this time, with the stress in the city and the problem between the church and the government and the stock market. If we walk around here, you'll see the tent city.
Would you marry me anyway?
People from all over the world, all walks of life, are interacting in a massive, huge hamburger of a conversation.
Hello.
What are we all doing? That's the tent where they drink tea. And opposite the tea is the stock market. And the churches and the cafes. And the food tent where people are donating food. While pilgrims are coming from all over the world to St Paul's. And there are people here, and they've been asked this morning that by tomorrow night at 6 o'clock they might have to leave. The food tent of donation food from all over the world. People are camping here. And here is the famous St Paul's cake shop, which is, I think, donating cakes. And it's back to black. We have a meditation tent here, and we have the women's tent here. And there are conversations going on about rates, mortgages, interest, waste of monies in the wars, and a conflict between religions, and the over cost of rent, poll tax, and the cuts, and the loss of jobs, and a huge amount of stress. And all these conversations are going on. And these two characters are being blamed upon the wars while they're calling upon great leaders who said we still need to change the world, make the capitalists pay for their own crisis, donations of any food desperately needed. There seems to be quite a lot of food over there. I don't know if they're going to be moved on. Well, they've been given paperwork. I think in Starbucks at the moment there's a big meeting going on with the vicars and the campers and some of the coordinators. This tent here is the coordination tent. They have meetings at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock if anybody wants to come for the assembly meetings. I think there is a meeting in Starbucks going on. It's a warm-up venue for a meeting. And here's the open tent.
So yeah, there are a plethora of ideas here, but
Would you like to say anything on a YouTube message? I'm just making a quick little film. Are you here for?
to make a better world, yes.
To make a better
yes,
world.
hopefully, yes, yes.
Do you think they'll be moved on tomorrow?
No, I don't imagine so, no. You know, Parliament, Peace Camp at Parliament Square, various other protests, they issue their injunction, their eviction notice, it gets challenged and appealed, it draws out and draws out and draws out.
So they can't just bring in the police then?
Exactly, no.
That's good news then. Are you from a particular campaign or religion or?
Well, I'm of the Muslim, but a very different kind to most Muslims.
Are you more into the Sufi?
No, I'm oh God. I mean, the nearest I can find, and I haven't even read up enough about them to actually feel comfortable about describing myself as one of them, is there's a group called the Mutazilites in the 9th, 10th, 11th centuries. Those guys I
Fascinating.
kind of like. They were
And
the
what
guys
did they
who did
believe?
they were the guys who did the translation movement. So sort of Greek and Latin texts and Indian texts and Chinese.
So did they
into-
believe in
into Arabic.
community living?
Well, they yes. I mean, sort of the whole of Islam is about community living. There's not really sort of
Well, it's gross
you're separate
misunderstanding,
from-
isn't there? I mean, there's a great I've been part of the multi-faith movement, so they've been seeing the similarity in Judaism, Islam, and
Indeed.
Christianity,
Yep.
and going back to
Well,
the
I
Ten
mean, even
Commandments,
beyond the
isn't it?
Abrahamics, even beyond the Abrahamics, you go to all faith, and all faith has the golden rule. It's believe in your Creator and treat your other person as you would like them to treat you, not the way they have
it's
treated
back to
you.
the Ten
Yes,
Commandments.
exactly. It's as simple as that.
Thou
You
shalt
boil
not kill.
everything down to that. Yes.
Have you heard about the 365 movement, which is every day should be ceasefire day? Every day should be conscientious objection day. There's a gentleman here walking around saying he's promoting the 365 movement. I think you can get that on the internet.
Okay, well, I'd have to check that next time I go from here, but yeah. Okay, yes.
Well, thank you very much
That's
for
quite
your
right. A pleasure.
for your time. God bless. And are you camping?
Yes, yes.
So you feel okay about 6 o'clock tomorrow?
Oh, I have no concerns whatsoever.
Oh, that's good. Well, may the greater force protect you all, and hopefully get the
I'm
message.
calm and I trust.
Yeah. So I visited the welfare tent today, so there were some interesting conversations and carers and people interacting with the police and the stock market businessmen.
Yep.
But it was interesting to note that the stock market businessmen had been asked not to talk to any campers, but we managed to get a few over and talk with them, much to their bosses'
Chagrin, yes,
shock.
exactly.
But they were saying how much stress exists in all these offices.
Oh, very much so.
A huge amount of depression, anxiety, drinking, cocaine.
Half of my friends from university went into the city, and the other half more or less went into teaching. So my brother cousin, who I grew up with, he's a senior fellow for Deutsche Bank, and to the level he's the guy they send to fly around the world, advising governments on how best to prostitute themselves. And no, the same exact thing. A friend of mine from university days, he's an under-governor at the Bank of England, and points out for years and years that he didn't quite see why he was doing what he was doing, because although he was earning good money, he was stressed out, had no time to do anything with it. Yes, it's a blessing for him, as it would be for all of us, that he's found the right gal, got himself 2 nice kids, yes, and therefore he starts to enjoy life now. But before that, living for money was making
Whether you
less
can
and less
afford
sense
your
to him.
rent and mortgage now. I mean, on a down to earth level, a lot of the ones have just been saying, we can't actually.
Yes, very much so.
Our income doesn't support our outgoing on the budget.
Everything keeps on sort of, despite their claims that sort of every little helps, even with the big supermarkets and the economies of scale and squeezing farmers, we still get prices just notching up,
do you have
notching
your
up
own-
a little bit and a little bit, so that everything goes a little bit less. Yeah.
Do you have your own website or
Oh, good
YouTube?
Lord, no. That's far too
So
technical.
when I put this on my YouTube, who shall I say I've been talking to?
Farhan Rashid. I'm on
Farhan
Facebook.
Rashid.
Yeah.
Well, salam alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Did you have a nice Eid?
I did, yeah. Well,
Good, yeah.
yes, I did, but it was exhausting because I went from here and had both compliments of my nephews, aged between 5 and 14, 6 boys, to be uncle, stroke clown, stroke room service for,
Thank you.
which is good. Yeah.
I've only got 10 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. You'll
That's quite
find it
right.
on Mama the Purple Rainbows,
Okay.
reporting on her personal website the day before the first date of eviction ordered. They have
like
got
a new
toilets.
calendar.
Yeah, new calendar from tomorrow.
Exactly.
Look,
Before
gonna see if there's
eviction,
any
after
angelic
eviction.
forces and lights coming off there.
They're always in
Christopher Wren was a genius with his architecture, wasn't
Very
he?
much so.
Yeah. I wonder what he'd feel about the camp. He'd probably rather like it. I tell you who would really like it, John Donne, the poet, who was Dean of Westminster.